Hey there guys, normally, as you know, this channel is mostly used to either upload videos about Yu-Gi-Oh! Such as deck videos or, stuff like the X-Force in general, but I thought I'd talk to you today about something that I'm also quite a bit of a fan of, and that's Pokemon. The two fan bases do cross over a little bit as well. However, if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! But don't like Pokemon, you can close the video. But if you like Pokemon, keep watching. This is basically just a bit of an overview of the recent reveals from CoroCoro about the new Mega Forms or Mega Evolutions. I think it's still a little bit unclear. Some people are saying it's forms, some people are saying they're evolutions, which is certainly very interesting considering the fact that it would mean for Pokemon like Blaziken, this would be a fourth in its evolutionary line. But anyway, let's get started and we'll start with Blaziken. Alright, so as I said, the first Pokemon to receive a new Mega Form or Evolution or whatever is Blaziken, and here we have Mega Blaziken. Really like Blaziken, I quite like this thing as well, think it sounds pretty cool. Unfortunately, the criticisms that Blaziken often receives for looking like a Digimon isn't really going to change now that it's got a Mega Form. I quite like it, but maybe it didn't necessarily need an extra form or a power boost. I think it's all going to depend on what its stat distribution is going to be. If you play online competitively, you'll know that it's banned because of speed boost. I think personally that's mainly because of the combination of speed boost with Flare Blitz and High Jump Kick, which is absolutely devastating. But Focus Blast or Focus Miss, as it's aptly named, and Fire Blast and Overheat maybe aren't as great as the combination of High Jump Kick and Flare Blitz, so we'll see on that. I'm quite excited for it. It's probably one of my favourites of the new Mega Forms, but again, maybe didn't need it compared to some of the other Pokemon that have received them. Alright, we're going to carry on with this video with Lucario, or Mega Lucario. Don't really see the point of this either. Lucario as a fighting steel type was already pretty damn powerful, and this is only really going to add to that, much like Blaziken. I've never really been a fan of Lucario, to be honest. I kind of feel its design was already a little bit pandering, and it got a movie all to itself despite not being a legendary, and was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So you had the whole thing of it's being pushed down our throats a little bit. Back when Diamond and Pearl was first coming out, it was pretty much everywhere. It was in the new intro. As I said, it was in Brawl, it was in its own movie. Unfortunately, the criticism that I'm going to level at it is pretty much the same as some of the other Megas. It's kind of just Lucario, but with some extra bits added on. But like I said, that's pretty much a criticism for all the Mega Forms, so can't really, dig at it too much. But yeah, we'll carry on. We'll see how things go for Lucario. Its ability, apparently, according to Serebii, is adaptability, which is pretty damn good. It gives it an extra layer of power on any moves that are of the same type as it. So any fighting and steel type attacks will get an extra boost on top of their normal same type attack bonus. That's pretty damn good. So yeah, Lucario's looked out on this one, set to be more powerful and probably even more used than it is now. Alright, so we're moving on now to Absoul, or Mega Absoul, whatever you want to call it. I actually really like this. The same criticism that I leveled towards Lucario, it kind of applies to this as well. It's pretty much just Absoul with some extra feathers added on, but I kind of feel they've sort of highlighted a sort of design aspect about Absoul that some people thought it had but wasn't really too obvious, which is the whole sort of yin-yang thing it had going on with its head. And as you can see here with the way its sort of horn and head shape works, it kind of looks a bit more like a yin-yang. And the fact that you've got one white wing and one black wing as well. So they've definitely made it a little bit more obvious. I know Alex will be happy with this, a mate of mine. He's a big fan of Absoul as far as I understand. Big fan of dark types, as will Paratos, a Pokemon YouTuber. I know his favourite Pokemon is Absoul, so it'd be interesting to see his thoughts on this. And of course, our very own Extra Dark one, he's a big fan of Yin Yang, so I'm sure he'll be all over this as well. But yeah, I quite like it, and on top of its quite nice design, you've also got the ability Magic Bounce, according to Serebii, which, if you didn't know, is a pretty funky ability that only a few Pokemon had before, like Xatu. Basically, Xatu and Espeon, I believe. And its effect is it bounces back any status moves. So if your opponent uses Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rock, whatever, it bounces it back. So that's really, really good if your opponent has, say, Dom Fan out and you think, right, he's going to Stealth Rock. You bring this in, bounces it back to them, you gain some momentum. So really nice. And more likely than not, it's going to have its insane attack stat as well. One of the strongest sucker punches in the game. Priority, stab, and, well, things have only got better for Absoul. Definitely an improvement. Definitely going to be looking forward to using this guy. And it's nice to see a Pokemon with Magic Bounce that isn't a Psychic type. Alright, so now we've got Ampharos, or Mega Ampharos. Kind of 50-50 on this one. Not really sure what to make of it. I think what I said before about these Pokemon, most of them just being the old Pokemon but with extra bits added on. This literally looks like someone's just taken some glue and stuck the wool back on from when it evolved from Fluffy. It definitely needed something. It definitely did need a boost from being just a plain old Ampharos. Being a basic, pure electric type wasn't really doing it any favours, especially when its only abilities were, I think, static and either plus or minus. I think it was plus. Yeah, because main entry got minus. Yeah, not the greatest. Now it's Electric Dragon, as it happens, and it has the ability Mold Breaker, so definitely, in terms of battling, a massive improvement. I think what's really going to set it out is its stats, and of course, whether or not it finally gets Tail Glow in this generation, which it should have had a long, long, long time ago, considering it has a tail that glows, that fucking lights up. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to light up an entire fucking lighthouse in the anime, and indeed in the games, actually. So yeah, hopefully it'll get it this time around, and we'll see more use. Alright, the last Pokemon I want to talk about is Mawile, the new Mawile. I'm not going to talk about Mega Mewtwo or Mewtwo's new form or whatever the hell it's called. Not really a fan of it. I think everything that could be said about it's already been said, and that's that it looks a bit shit. But I am a fan of Mawile, and I'm definitely a big fan of this new form. The original Mawile's now been made Steel Fairy, according to Serebii.net. This thing's also Steel Fairy. It has the ability Huge Power, which doubles its base attack stat. That's absolutely fantastic. Really like its design. You've got the whole pink flares things going on, the hair ribbons, and the two heads, which is definitely a fantastic improvement. I really like it. Hopefully it'll get some sort of double attacking move, like a sort of a double attacking crunch attack, but maybe steel type or fairy type. That could be definitely really cool, give it the ability to break substitutes, and with Huge Power that's going to be absolutely fantastic. And if you don't really like this but I'm a while, hopefully if this counts as a proper evolution, you'll be able to use Eviolite with it. The same for Sableye. I consider Sableye a bit of a counterpart to Mawile. Sableye was in Sapphire, this thing was in Ruby. Hopefully that'll get a new Mega Form as well, and the thought of Sableye with Prankster and Eviolite is pretty damn nice. And the same for Mawile for that matter. I think it's all going to depend on what attacks this thing's going to get, depending on how good it's going to be. If it gets some really nice physical fairy moves and maybe another steel move other than Iron Head, although Iron Head's pretty sweet, I think it could definitely see some more usage. Maybe not, maybe not OU, but we may be seeing it in something like UU or maybe even RU, to use the Smogon's tiers anyway. I don't really give a shit. I use what Pokemon I want to use, and I'm definitely going to use this thing alongside Gardevoir. So then we've got two fairy types on the team. Not much of a problem. I've used all bug teams, all poison teams before, so overlapping types isn't really a problem for me. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Just something a bit new for the TeamXforce channel. Hopefully you've liked it. Give us a like, a thumbs up or whatever. Put a comment if you agree, disagree with everything I've said. And yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to X and Y, and I hope you guys are as well.